Hey everyone, it's David.
And Andrew.
And today we are going to be building this Assault on Hoth set. Let's do that. Wow, that's a lot of bags.
One instruction book?
One huge instruction booklet. Cool.
Here it is, folks, the door that the plane can't get through. The Wampa. That was cool. And there you have it, the whole set complete. Finally.
It took us a little under 3 hours to make this whole thing. And since we built the set at night, we had to come back another day and finish the rest of this video.
So here we are. Alright, let's talk about some of the cool key features of this set, and we'll go over some pros and cons.
Yep. We'll start off with these turrets. They are removable, and you can put them in various places. There are some here, some down here, here, over here. So the point is, wherever you're playing, you can put more or less turrets there based on what you want to do with them.
And some of the play features of the turrets are these two. They have spring-loaded fire missiles. And then for this one up here, you just rotate this turret and it's a stud shooter.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you have a whole bunch of extra shots here.
Alright, moving on, we're going to talk about the snow speeder. And this is a very nice rendition of the ship. It's got a couple stickers here and there, which a little bit of a bummer, no printed pieces, but yeah, still looks pretty cool. It's got the tagline in the back. The engines, unlike previous snow speeders, are not removable. These just stay on the snow speeder. A cockpit holds 2 minifigs, and as opposed to the normal connect on the stud in the cockpit, you have to use the new piece that you can just slide the minifigs in, which is pretty nice because a lot of the older sets, and I'm sure many people remember, taking the minifig out and having the legs stay in the cockpit, which was always annoying. Underneath the ship, it has 2 spring-loaded shooters.
Let me talk about this ion cannon next. I really like how the whole thing fires. It's pretty cool. You pull back this lever in the back and it shoots both stud shooters. I'm going to have to go find those. And it looks really cool. I think they did a really nice job with the round shape. You build a bunch of these panels that are pretty similar in design. The 2 sides are the same, but then the top and the side are a little different.
Because you can fit a minifig in the top.
It has quite a lot of room in the top here. And even with putting one of the minifigures with the large hats, you can fit him in. But one of the downsides about this ion cannon, as you may have seen if you looked at other reviews online, is the back. It has, green, blue, dark red, tan, yellow, the red rubber band, everything just kind of showing. It doesn't look good, and it kind of reminds me of what it would look like at the back of some of our LEGO creations, since we don't have the pieces to fill the entire mock. Like, it's like a facade for a bunch of our LEGO creations. But in the LEGO set, it's just kind of, it feels like it's out of place, or like they
Detracts.
Detracts from the whole look of it. And I know that's been a big downer for a lot of people.
Okay, so moving on, we're going to check out the little Wampa scene with Luke Skywalker and, of course, the Wampa. You get some of the nice ice blue colors for it. It's got these connectors on the side because you can put it in the back of the base. One little play feature about this is the lightsaber, that if you press down on this little lever right here, it kind of shoots the lightsaber out. That way, kind of simulates Luke using the Force, although kind of misses him by a lot. But that's
Yeah.
At least they tried, and it is a cool little feature. And of course, the Wampa, which only comes in one other set, so he's pretty cool. Can be used as like a Yeti if you take the 2 horns off the side.
I'm going to talk about the trench in the front. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the whole scene. The details on the front are really well done, and the way they covered up the studs and have it angle in the front was really cool. And the turrets on the front are pretty nice too, and they use a cool piece, the roller blades, as kind of details or greebles on the sides of the turrets, and they can actually have a pretty nice range of motion, which is also pretty cool. And you've got a cool few stickered pieces around the trench too, to hook up to the various guns and turrets on there. And overall, it's a really cool looking piece of the set, and really kind of brings together the rest of the scattered pieces of this set.
Alright, next thing we'll be looking at is the shield generator. They have a really cool function. As you can see in the back here, you push that lever and the whole thing just kind of explodes. So that's of course a really fun play feature. The only downside is that there's 3 of them as opposed to the 4 in the movie. But other than that, they look really good. They just kind of slide right in, and they're just really easy to reconnect and reenact that play feature of exploding the shields.
The main function of the base is, of course, the gate. And as with other Echo bases, you could barely fit the snow speeder through when it's open all the way. It's like you have to be like Poe Dameron to fly out of that thing. Anyway, so you turn one knob in the back here to open and close the gate. It's located over here, and it's a pretty interesting gear piece because once you reach resistance, you can still spin it, but it won't put any stress on the mechanism, which was a really cool piece to use for that function. But as you can see in the back here, it's very skeletal looking. It doesn't have a whole lot going on even compared to some other Hoth bases in that they've done in the past. Over here is like a feeding pen or trough for this Tauntaun, and a crane where you could get some boxes. I'm not exactly sure why it was put in here. It doesn't really add a whole lot. I'd rather have more of the computer stuff.
Okay, and on the other side, we have this control panel. Like the other side, this can come out, so you can have it as like a separate play feature. You've got some stickers, once again, that go on some of these elements here, and one little hose to connect to the computer.
Okay, and now we're going to talk about these 3 little details in this set. We'll first talk about this oversized turret. Depending on who you ask, it's either way too big according to the size of the minifigure, or it's okay considering it's at least somewhat formidable to all of the turrets that the base has to defend itself. And then we have Snow Speeder. Snow speeders are always pretty cool, and speeders in general are pretty nice. And this is quite the cool snow speeder to add to this set. It fits really nice with a minifigure on it. Overall, looks great. And finally, we have this little transport vehicle. I like how low it sits to the ground when you're rolling it around because of the small wheel pieces that it uses. It's a little bit gappy inside where you can't really put anything small in it, but still looks pretty cool. Okay, let's talk about a few of the pieces that we like in this set. Since this set is so large, we can't really cover all of our favorite pieces, but this picture shows you a bunch of the pieces that we do like. I'll start off with these big pieces here. I like the printed windshield here, the radar dish piece, and this interesting hinged dome kind of piece. Those were used at the tops of the turrets. The rubber band is always nice to get in sets because they come in so few. And I have 4 stickered pieces shown here, but really all of the stickered pieces are really nice in this set and can be used in a lot of different settings. All of the white pieces in this set, bricks and plates, are really nice because you don't get a whole lot of white in sets too much these days.
Especially with the white pieces are all the white slopes. You get 91 1x2 white slopes. You get 29 1x3 white slopes. And then for the cheese slopes, you get 38 double cheese slopes, and you get 67 cheese slopes.
And these rollerblade pieces are pretty cool. The set lists 6 of them, but I got 2 extras. Another few cool parts are these gear pieces. The most unique one is, of course, the large white one, where if it meets a certain amount of resistance, even if you keep twisting the gear, it won't put any stress on what's connected in the middle.
Another kind of cool piece is the transparent 2x2 log brick. You get 6 of them in the set. They're used to construct the shield generator. Along with the shield generator, of course, is this piece, and you get 12 of them, which is really cool.
Yeah, and you also get a lot of tubes or pipes in this set. You get 5 of them. It's always nice to have tubes and things in your sci-fi builds or industrial builds. As I mentioned before, the bike is pretty cool, the white bike piece that you get. And really everything about the bike set is pretty cool. You got some droid arms, you got a backpack that comes with it, some triangle clips, some metallic silver jousting, minifig weapons.
And one final piece that I would just like to point out, of course all of these pieces are really cool, but one final one is the yellow caution tile. These are actually printed, which is really awesome, and you get 5 of these in this set.
And they're not pictured here, but all of the white wedge plates are really nice. You don't see those in many sets at all, and you get some large ones, which are even more rare.
Another really large piece that was pretty cool, actually 2 of them, are the 6x24 studs white plates. That's it for the overall base. Now we'll take a look at the minifigure. First we'll talk about the 2 stormtroopers. They are completely identical. They both have backpacks with a printed tile on it, so that's really cool. The hat is definitely an improvement from the first Hoth snowtroopers. Looks very realistic. Unfortunately, they do not have leg printing, but they do come with a cool fabric kilt to put on. As you can see, they both have front and back printing on their torso. Moving on to Luke Skywalker, he comes with his lightsaber, and he has a double-sided face. He's got one kind of happy face and one beat up face. His torso is unique, looks very nice, has some nice metallic colors on it. Unfortunately, they did not give him any printed legs. I'm not really sure why.
Let's look at some of the Rebel troopers here. We'll start off with the pilots and this tan minifig. The tan minifig has nice printing on the front and on the back. The head is not unique, but it is definitely one of the newer prints that they have been using, so that's pretty cool. The 2 pilots, even though they're named minifigures, they have the same exact printing on both sides of their head, which is a little bit of a bummer. The printing on their torso is also on the front and on the back, very nicely detailed, and it even has some shadow marks to give the look of a loosely fitting suit. And their helmets are really nice. The printing is very well done with multiple colors, and can't be more happy with these helmets.
Han Solo is a very cool minifigure, and he actually is different from the exclusive polybag minifigure of Han Solo. The only notable difference is the scarf is white as opposed to tan, and he has his hood printed on the back of his torso here. Next minifigure we have is K-3PO. He has really nice leg printing as opposed to the first rendition of this character where he did not have any leg printing. Of course, his torso is also a little bit different, and I would say improved. It's got a lot of wires and stuff. And his head, as opposed to being all white, has some nice yellow printing on it for the eyes. Next we have R3A2, R2D2 style droid. Definitely the key noticeable feature for this droid is the transparent printed dome piece for his head. Looks really nice. The printing on this droid is quite nice.
Okay, and let's take a look at some of the guys who are probably inside the base. We have some nice printing on the legs, and the torso is also printed on the front and on the back. We got some cool ID badges that are slightly metallic there. We have one double-sided face here. And these 3 guys are the troopers who will be outside in the cold in the trenches. We got this one guy who has really cool beard printing, and he looks really ready to weather the cold. They have nice printing on their torsos in the front and on the back, even though they all have backpacks. And they also have these like ID badges, and a couple of their elements are reflective, which is really cool. The leg printing too, it's subtle, which I think is really nice here.
Alright, so that's an overall look at this set. I think what would make a lot of people happy is if LEGO didn't put the Ultimate Collector Series label on this set. It's a very cool set, very fun, but just not quite in the style of an Ultimate Collector Series set. So if they just took that off of the box, I think that would make a lot of people happy, just to have it as a big Hoth play set. Because that's really what it is.
Yeah, it's separated into a whole bunch of different modules that by themselves are okay, but as a whole, it kind of just, they each kind of take away from an overall, like, more detailed USC quality set.
Right.
We hope you enjoyed this review. Be sure to check out our website at InnovaLUG.com. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and we'll see you on another video.